Many people ask, why would anyone need access to firearms? It's a fair question from anyone who is just genuinely curious. But most of the time, it's asked in an attempt to support increasing gun control or confiscation. In that context, a licensed, highly vetted Canadian is being asked to justify their choice to own certain property. In Canada, there are typically 4 legitimate purposes to own rifles and shotguns. Those are hunting, target or sport shooting, collecting, and inheritance. For handguns, it's the same minus hunting. Some people think that these reasons aren't valid or that firearm owners aren't important enough to have property rights. But these Canadians are important and have every right to live without undue interference, just like anyone else. In Canada, there are 2.2 million people licensed to own firearms, hardly an insignificant group. Over 500,000 are licensed to own handguns, and most do. There are over 3 times more licensed gun owners in Canada than registered recreational hockey players. Gun owners are rarely involved in any crime whatsoever, and almost never with their firearms. They're the only citizens that get a criminal record check every day. It's called continuous eligibility screening. Despite what you might hear in the media, firearms are an important aspect of Canadian heritage, a heritage that spans back before Confederation. Hundreds of thousands of Canadians participate in countless different shooting sports, so much so that specialty television networks are now airing shows to cover them all. Are firearms dangerous machines? Yes, they can be, but they are highly regulated in Canada and used without incident thousands of times per day. Licensed firearm owners have never been shown to represent a disproportionate risk to public safety. They are good, hard-working Canadians who deserve just as much respect as anyone else. For background information on this topic and more, go to gundebate.ca.
We don't work for the government in this place. We work for the common people. That's why it's called the House of Commons.
This is the House of Commons, the House of the common people.
In the service of the common people. On this side of the House, we will always put people before government
To represent the common people here in this House of the Commoners.
It's actually the people on top, and then under them, the House of Commons and its members, and then under them, the ministers and the government. That's why the word minister has its root in the word servant, because the ministers were first servants to the crown, but ultimately servants to the commons, because the commoners can fire the government at any given time.
I work for Main Street here in this House of Commons.
Oh, one last thing. If you want me to take on Trudeau and beat him in the next election, I first have to become Conservative leader, which means you need to get a party membership now and vote. Click the link above, get your membership, take back control of your life.